also saying, what are you complaining about? It's a $25 box. Well, I'm not personally complaining. What I'm doing is questioning the ethics of the companies involved. Have you ever seen those products anyplace else or heard of them anyplace else except in subscription boxes? I have not. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. I love you guys so very much, and I just need to tell you that like right in front. So, dun dun dun. I should have put that music in, but that would have been over dramatic, and I'm not over dramatic, am I? Yeah, I am. I have my Boxycharm Premium. As much as I avoid spoilers, it was nearly impossible this month to avoid anything Boxycharm. Now, I don't know what I'm personally getting, but I do know that there is a major controversial item that I may or may not get in this box, and I won't know until I open it. And that, I mean, if you know anything about Boxycharm, is the Faccia Skin 24 karat moisturizer, which if I do get it, we will do quite the deep dive into the supposed, and I say supposed, ingredients. If I don't get it, then I'm just going to touch on the fact that I would like to give a shout out to Kara from Champagne Taste on a Beer Budget, who did a wonderful job at discovering all the interesting things revolving around the Faccia skincare brand. I may touch on it just a little bit even if I don't get it, because I think it is important to bring up some questions and to question things. We're not stupid people, and I think a lot of these brands have a tendency, or companies I should say, have a tendency to think we are. But let's not talk about that yet. Let's get into this first. Boxycharm Premium is a $35 a month subscription box. Boxycharm now has 3 tiers, as well as Ipsy. They differ slightly. Their original, their base box, what they call it, is $25 a month. This premium box, which you're essentially getting just one more item, and it's $10 more. It's $35 a box. And then you do have the Luxe, which is $50, but you're only getting it quarterly. So that's where it differs from Ipsy, that Ipsy has their ultimate, which is $50 every month. So before I talk about anything, let me just open the box and get into the details of the box. And I got the moisturizer, so we will be doing a little bit more of, not investigative, but I am going to look into the ingredients and just talk about the whole situation a little bit more. So the theme of the month, it has the word adore very, very lightly on the bottom. It's very hard to see, but it has like roses, so I guess it is a Valentine's themed. It is very hard to read because the the writing is a little difficult to read, but I did bring my glasses. So let's go through everything else, and then we'll discuss the whole thing that is this. Oh boy. So the first thing I'm getting is a massive bottle of something from Korres. Korres is a Greek brand. It says guava body butter. This wasn't sealed. It just opened like that. I'm not worried about it. It's a body moisturizer. It's not going on my face. And I have more cream on my body at the moment than one could ask, but that's okay. It has quite the floral smell though, which of course you know does not thrill me. Very nice, I mean very moisturizing. I do have other Korres body butters, not in such large containers, and I do enjoy them. So I'm just curious what the other scents are in here, but you are getting almost 8 fluid ounces of product. I mean, I use lotion a lot, and it will take me even quite a while to go through that one. So, okay. The next thing I have here, oh, okay. This is from Glow Recipe. It is their Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. Funny enough, I am out of this. I have a gazillion mists open, but, you know, that's okay because, yeah, it is. I happen to like this. There is no denatured alcohol in it. The bottle is cute. I think it is adorable. It looks like a little beaker. You don't store it this way. You store it this way. It has the most beautiful mister almost that I've ever tried. The other one that I can compare to it is the Tutti Frutti mist from Too Faced. That has the same type of wonderfully fine, beautiful sprayer. Let's try this because I need some. I do enjoy this. It has a strong smell, so that means it does have some fragrance in here. So if you are at all sensitive, of course, be mindful of this. But I love this stuff. I may even throw that one in my purse. I'm almost out of my little baby hangover RX, so, you know, I may try that. Did I say that right? I don't know. Okay, so the next thing I have here is from Tarte. It is their Base Tape Hydrating Primer. I do like this one. I've tried baby samples of it. Let me just look at the ingredients. I don't believe it has denatured alcohol in it. Nuggie, where are you? I hear my kitten meowing somewhere in the background. No, this does not have denatured alcohol in it, and it has meadowfoam seed oil right up front, which is very nice. I also have their foundation, which I love. I will be trying out the two of them together. Let me just show you what it looks like. It comes with the top, which looks like the Shape Tape top. It's very cute. This is quite liquidy. I don't remember it being quite this liquidy. It really doesn't have a scent to it. It is definitely a hydrating primer. I don't really see any type of finish on my hand. But I do know that this is quite expensive, so unless it's a bait and switch type of deal, we'll get into that. I wonder if this is made for Boxycharm. Normally, when we get mainstream products like this, and it is the actual product, they always put a black mark through here so that you can't return it to Sephora or Ulta. And the fact that it doesn't have this, it says something to me. So I'm going to look into that. I didn't see anything that said made for Boxy, so we'll see. Okay, I have two more things in here. The first thing is, oh, very nice. Hopefully it's the real one. I shouldn't say real one. Hopefully it's not a reformulated one. This is the HOURGLASS Ambient Lighting Blush, and this is in Diffused Heat. Of course, it would be the one that I have a mini of. I only own one HOURGLASS powder product, and it's the same color. The packaging is absolutely stunning. Very reflective, as you can see. This is the color. Everyone is going to look different because it is a marbled baked blush. This is a beautiful product. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this as of yet, because I still have quite a bit of that other one. But this is a very, very nice product to get, because these, I believe, were at least $40. My mini one, which is this big, was $25. Oh, and the last thing that I've gotten, you know, is I have seen this product in CVS over and over and over again. And I've seen it online and advertised and everything else. It is from Carity. It is their Picante palette. For some reason, I just never picked it up. These are quite pricey. It is an indie brand, so I was very happy to have seen them get into CVS. I have tried a couple of their brushes. On the back, you can see the color scheme. It looks like it's a fairly neutral, but ooh, you know, in person, this is really quite beautiful. See, even on camera, it's not doing it justice. Quite a nice mix of mattes and metallics. The shadows do feel quite creamy. Those are just the three matte shades, and I am going to do some metallic shades as well. The metallics feel absolutely gorgeous. Those are beautiful. Oh, I cannot wait to play with this palette. I'm so excited because it is a company that I've wanted to try, so I'm super happy to have this. And this is one that I don't think would have been reformulated at all. I'm pretty confident in that. Okay, so let me go into this just a little bit. So we have the Picante palette from Carity, which is $29, and honestly, I think for 21 shadows, for an indie brand, I think that's a perfectly reasonable price. The Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultrafine Mist, the full size is $28, which I always think is very high, especially because you are getting 2.54 ounces, which is not a huge amount. I did go through this quite quickly, but you know, these higher end mists are very expensive. That way, no. That's why I like to try to find them on sale or in TJ Maxx, but I do love this stuff. The Hourglass Blush and Diffused Heat. Yeah, $40 for a blush. Ouch. I personally think Hourglass products are highly overpriced. People pay for them. It is a luxury brand, but I could never buy that palette that they come out with every year for $80. I can't do it. Their finishing powder, I think I've bought the dim light. I absolutely loved it, but it's so expensive. So, I mean, the fact that we got this, if it's the original, is amazing because it's a $35 box. So, this is absolutely fabulous. We'll go over the Faccia skincare in a minute. The Tarte Cosmetics Double Duty Beauty Base Tape Hydrating Primer. This is $30. Again, pretty on par with some of the higher end brands. And it's a good one, so I'm super happy to have that. The Korres Body Butter. This is I keep losing things, for goodness sakes, people. Oh, here we go. This is a huge, huge thing, and it's $32. Now, I don't like paying $32 for moisturizers, but I didn't. This is almost the price of the box itself. Granted, you can find these in TJ Maxx, but I didn't have to go to the store. I didn't have to try to find one that was not used or sampled or tested. And yeah, I got it. So the value of just what I got, we're not going to talk about this. The value of those items is amazing. To have gotten them in a $35 box, and they're products that I love and that I use, I think is amazing. I don't think I could have gotten those, and even getting them on sale, I couldn't have gotten them if they are not reformulated products. Now, the reason I'm going to get into that again is this lovely little controversial bottle here. This is from a skincare brand called Faccia. Now, here's the backstory. Now, I have to give credit where credit is due. I did not research this information myself. I didn't have time to research this information. So, as I said, thank you to Kara from Champagne Taste and the Beer Budget for doing such extensive research and providing me with a lot of the information that I have now. I did receive some other information from Elizabeth Wolfe, who also has a channel, and she did quite the bit of investigating as well on this. So I didn't want to take credit and just use their information without mentioning their channels and their name, which I will link below. First thing, they're saying this is valued at $100. A combination of what those two channels, I won't mention exactly specifically what each one did, but they each provided great information. The owner of this company also has several other brands, which I wasn't aware of, and they made me aware. And I'm going to bring up a point in a moment. They have Steve Laurent. They have Pretty Little Secret or something to that effect. They have one or two other companies, all of which we have received in these boxes. Now, if you're like me, you had never heard of these brands before. And they were high-priced brands, but if you think about it, like the Steve Laurent liners were really not that great, but they're saying they're $18 or more per liner. And then now she's associated with this brand, which is Faccia Skincare. My question is, if you are a person starting a brand, wouldn't you want to start one brand and build on that brand and gain a reputation for that one brand and not have these unknown little brands to throw in subscription boxes? Because honestly, have you ever seen those products anyplace else or heard of them anyplace else except in subscription boxes? I have not. So my first issue is, why have so many brands? Build one brand, build a reputation. You know, all brands start out with one or two products, and there's nothing wrong with that. You have to begin somewhere. But having all of these little brands that really never gain momentum because they only have a couple of products seems sketchy to me. Even if you wanted to start a separate skincare brand, but it doesn't make sense to start another brand when you already have a brand and you could have skincare underneath it. There are many brands who start out with makeup and then go to skincare or go to different makeup. Or Beauty Blender started out with just a little sponge and now they have foundations and they just came out with a concealer. You know, build on your brand, if you know where I'm going with that. The problem with this was people were receiving this in their box, and if you're like I am, when I do these videos, I always try to go on and research the product. There was nothing to be found with this product. No social media presence whatsoever. But the more digging that occurred, these women did extensive things. They tried to find something about them, and what they came across was items that looked identical in their packaging, looked fairly identical with the logo here, looked fairly similar to this package here. The differences were, it had slightly different information. This is a very heavy package. It's not bad. It's quite heavy. This is a very cheap top. It has your standard type of cover here, and it is a gelatinous type of moisturizer with a heavily perfumed scent. It has a similar but not identical texture to the Glow Recipe Watermelon Sleeping Mask. It is very, very stringy, as you can see, and I'm going to get into the ingredients that cause that stringiness. That it has a highly florally perfume scent. There are some silicones in here, but not as much as some others. I didn't get any of the gold flecks on my hand, which I'll try to do because I want to see whether they disintegrate, whether they stay on your skin in a noticeable way, or whether they dissipate. Now I'm going to leave that on my skin and just let you know how it feels in a little bit. Some things that are being said about this, I agree with, some not. Just because some things about things being made in the PRC in China. So many of the items that we receive are made in China, and you probably don't even know it. And there's nothing wrong with it. If it is from a reputable lab that we can find out about. There was nothing to be found out about this product. The owner of the company, and I'm only stating facts here. I'm going to give my opinion, but not my opinion about what's going on, just my opinion about the whole thing. I'm only going to state facts. That it was shown that she is saying that her sister, who is a chemist with a degree, created the formula. What was discovered was a wholesale company called Alibaba, which I had not known of before the two women that I previously spoke of discovered. They have a 99.99% similar product. Same ingredients, which the owner of this company, Faccia, had said there were different ingredients. Almost identical packaging, except it was private labeled with the company's information. And Alibaba, if you buy a certain amount, I can't speak factually on the quantity that you had to buy. I believe it is 1,000. I'm not stating that as fact. But I also believe they're stating it was about $1.72. In that range, under $2 to buy $1,000 of this, $1,000 of this product. Identical packaging, identical ingredients. The owner of Faccia is stating that it is different. I like to know where things are made. It has nothing to do with it not being made here. Again, I want to state that. That doesn't bother me. I have eyeshadows. Plenty of things are made overseas, and there's nothing wrong with them. The problem I have is, when looking at the ingredients, from what I've seen thus far that they provided, the ingredients do not look altogether horrible. Water, glycerin, gold is the third. Sericin is a silk protein made from silkworms. The cocoon, it's made from that. It has betaine, which is a fruit acid. You know, looking at the ingredient list, the ingredients are not altogether bad. It's pretty decent. Now it says distributed in New Jersey, but of course made in China. Now it doesn't say PRC, it just says China. Here's the thing. Again, Kara found that these were imported by the owner of the company not that long ago. Import records are public domain. You can look up import records, and she did her research and found that these were imported. Now, that leads to a lot of speculation. In that instance, her denying that when there is proof that I have seen provided that states that she imported them makes it very sketchy, very untrustworthy. Now, considering that she owns all of those other companies that have been in our Boxycharms before, that is why Boxycharm has worked with this woman, the owner of this company. I do not know her name, or else I would state her name. My not saying her name is not meant to be insulting or disrespectful in any way. I just don't know the woman's name. As I said, I will link both of the videos below so that you can go and see more detail on the things that I'm saying. I personally, in my opinion, allegedly, think that she's not telling the truth about quite a few things. And my only thing is, if these ingredients were in a well-known brand, I would probably say, that's a decent moisturizer. But I can tell you the gold does absolutely nothing for your skin whatsoever. It's not absorbed by your skin. And the amount of gold in here that is in here does not make it a valuable product at all. It's just meant to look pretty. The Sericin and the serine that's in here, I believe, is what's giving that part of that, and the carburetor is giving that whole gelatinous texture thing. But I said it does smooth out. Now my hand, I mean, it did smooth out into my hand. My hand doesn't feel overly moisturized, but it feels nice. The only reason I'm hesitant to try this is because they were just bought in bulk from a private label company. I don't know about that lab. I don't know where it's made. I don't have enough information on it to know whether those are actually the ingredients or they're just those ingredients that look good, let's slap it on there. There's too many questions to be made, and people are being extremely aggressive because this is not a $100 product. This is a $2 product if you bought it in bulk. Yes, there's a markup on skincare and makeup, but not to this degree. This packaging, even though it's heavy glass, whole thing together, including the packaging, is under $2. So I may try it. I wish I could go get this tested somewhere, because that would give me confidence in the benefit of the doubt of giving it to her and saying that, okay, at least I know the ingredients are safe. But do we know about the lab? No. But the thing is, do we know anything about any of the labs where we get our products? If they had created a social media presence beforehand and people were able to go on and see it, we might still question, I always question the value of indie companies and their prices. That's just me inherently. But I think there wouldn't be as much controversy if she had been prepared and had all of her ducks in a row. And I don't think she had her ducks in a row. And again, I question why so many brands? Why not concentrate on one brand and build a reputation around that brand? So those are my thoughts. Will I try it? Honestly, I don't know. If it was any other company, I would try it. I mean, there's also, by the way, I keep coming up with more information. People are saying they're having all these crazy reactions to it. Do I have proof of that? No, I don't. I actually went onto Reddit to research it, and somebody called me out as some kind of spy. People are getting crazy about this product. They were like, oh, you're a new account. Isn't that interesting? I'm like, yeah, I'm a 50-year-old woman who just started looking up Reddit. I'm not a kid. And I thought I would go and find some information about it because I've always heard people saying Reddit, Reddit, Reddit. So I joined Reddit. And then I was just asking questions about it, and people were accusing me of being this I don't know what. It's take a seat, people. It's not that crazy. I'm going to continue to get my box. I've always had suspect things about, we know that they're not creating fake products, but in order for the brands to put their items in this box, in these boxes, to get it to us for $35, either have to be older stock, or they're going to have it made elsewhere. Things are much cheaper made in the PRC than they are in the US. That is factual. That is no question about it. But the whole thing is, be honest, in some times when we get the box, it'll either say made for Ipsy or made for Boxy. And that means that they are making it specifically, possibly cheaper, but don't pretend that it has the same retail value. If you're going to have something made cheaper and change the ingredients in it, then don't claim that it is the exact same item that you can buy in the US, in Sephora, and in Ulta, because it is not. And that is where I have the major problem. It's okay if you're saying this is from the brand, it's a little bit of a cheaper version, and say, all right, I'm paying $35 for the box. At least kind of like I get an idea about the brand. I don't think everything is the same quality. If you have a lab in US and they're creating something, and then you go to a different lab in the PRC, I'm not saying the PRC is bad as far as their labs or what they're making, but it's not going to be the identical product. That's a fact. And are they giving out their formula, unless it's a private label formula, are they giving their formula to the other lab to create? It's very questionable. It's a little deceptive. People are also saying, what are you complaining about? It's a $25 box. Well, I'm not personally complaining. What I'm doing is questioning the ethics of the companies involved. Yes, what we get is absolutely worth way more than 25 bucks. I often wonder, say, how in the heck do they get us these products for $25? There's got to be a catch. Well, there's the catch. It's out there. Honesty and no deception are the two things that I require for me to be loyal to a company. This is just my opinion and my thoughts on things. Is there maybe more information that could possibly come out about this? Sure, I'm sure there is going to be. And I will be interested in finding out that more information. But most importantly, I would like to hear your thoughts, because your thoughts are what keep... I just burped. Oh my goodness. Your thoughts are what keep me going and keeping the conversation going. And we can here, at least in my little community, we always have respectful conversations. Other than this product, I am super happy with everything I got, and I'm excited about it, and I want to be excited. And I want everyone else to be excited about it too, because they're fun products, and they're fun boxes. But I look forward to hearing from you, my friends. I love you tremendously. This is probably a much longer video than I usually do for these boxes. I will be doing a try-on with the other products that I received. And of course, my friends, whatever part of the world you're in and around, I hope you're having an amazing day, an amazing week. A few more videos to film. I'm almost there. And my phone agrees. I can do it. And I'll see you soon, my friends. Bye.